All right, what's going on YouTube? I'm going to try to make this as quick but as precise as possible. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a ColorChecker passport. So let's go ahead and dive into this. I did make a video on this a while back, but I just want to update it and make this a little bit quicker. So I am using a Canon EOS R5 in C-Log. So we're going to be color grading this by using the ColorChecker passport in a few simple steps. First, I'm going to make a couple extra nodes, and basically you're just going to make 2 or 3 serial nodes, and we'll see why here in a second. And then I'm going to add a layer underneath that third one. Now on the very first node, what we're going to do is we're going to be going into our color tab, and then we are going to be clicking over here on the Windows tab and getting the pen tool, and basically we're going to be using the pen tool to outline the box of the white, the gray, and the black. Basically what that is your white point, your white balance, and then your black point. Now I will say this, and this is just my own opinion, you don't necessarily need to power window this, but I do it just because I'm so used to doing it. Essentially all you would really need to do is click your white point, click on the white box, click your white balance, click on the gray, and then use your black point, and then click on the black square. And basically all that does is just, like I said, it sets your white balance, your white point, and your black point. And then up here in this little corner, you'll see this like half on and off screen button. Basically all that does is it just triggers the on and off of that power window. So click your black point, your white point, and then your white balance. Once you have that, I scroll all the way out and then I expand that box. And right there, that image looks a lot better. It doesn't look as unsaturated as the log footage was, and that's pretty easy to do. I mean, realistically, that already put me into like almost a Rec 709 color science. Next, we're going to click on that second node, and then we're going to do the same thing over the colors. And essentially what we'll do here is once this is power windowed, we're going to go into the hue, saturation, and luminance tab. And at this point, you're going to open up your vector scope, and then on your vector scope, this is going to show you where your colors lie. So if your camera is inaccurate, like let's say it produces a different hue that isn't red, green, yellow, cyan, blue, or magenta, you can go ahead and use that hue, saturation, and luminance tab to get those back into the color spectrum of where they should be technically on the vector scope. So click into this, and then essentially what you're going to do is that very first tab is your S-curve, and then the next one after that is going to be for your hue. And essentially all you're going to do is use that eyedropper tool, click on each one of these, and then adjust that color until it matches the vector scope point at which it needs to be. And you're just going to have to play with those. I like to keep the lines on the vector scope in order with each other, so I don't like a bunch of stray strands of whatever just kind of bouncing around out here. I try to pull those all into the main little branch that comes off of that hue saturation on the vector scope. All right, and as you can see, we got them pretty close. The blue's off just slightly. You just click on that again and adjust the blue hue until it is in line with that little square with the B next to it. And then same thing, I zoom out on my color page as far as I can, and then I stretch that box into position to where it needs to be. Now, do keep in mind that your red and magentas are kind of going to affect your skin color, so you might need to go back in and fix those a little bit because I'm looking a little pinkish here. And on this very third node is essentially where my skin tone is going to be. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to click that layer node underneath the third node. So we got box 1, box 2, or node 1, node 2, node 3. And then that layer node 4 underneath down here. And use your eyedropper tool, go to your qualifier. Once you're in your qualifier, you're going to go ahead and click on your skin tone, and then you are going to adjust the width until it is, you just see that skin tone. And then we're going to use, on the qualifier, There's a subtraction picker and an add picker. And then you're just going to go through your skin tones. You can also use the passport color checker, as you can see up here where the skin tone indicators are. Also on your vector scope, do keep in mind that you do have a skin tone indicator line. You can turn that on and off. I would suggest keeping it on. And then right here, what we're doing is we are finessing this out. So essentially there's pre-filter, clean black, clean white, black clip, white clip, blur radius, and in and out ratio. And essentially you just want to move those around until your skin tone and your skin outline are basically showing in the qualifier. When you select each one of those skin tones in the qualifier, when you use your pre-filter, your black, your clean black, clean white, black clip, white clip, blur radius, in and out until you get a nice clean outline of your skin. And then make sure you use your vector scope. Just make sure that your skin tones are in line with that skin tone indicator line on the vector scope. And then essentially node 3, which is above the layer what we just did for our skin tones, you can basically adjust anything on that won't affect your skin tone. So if you need to pump saturation or decrease saturation, or turn this pink light behind me to green or purple or magenta, or well, it's already magenta, but you get what I'm saying. Like if I wanted to change this light behind me here, I could essentially do that and I wouldn't affect my skin tone at all. As you can see right here, I'm just kind of playing with the highlights and the shadows just to kind of give you guys what that affects. So like my beard, my shirt, any dark parts down here where my skin tone would be, the lights obviously behind me, all the shadows and stuff behind me. So I'm able to mess with all that on my third node up here, and that's pretty much it. And pretty much from that point, you can go ahead and adjust it. If you use your fourth layer node, you can adjust the brightness on your skin tone and all that stuff. So if you want yourself to kind of pop out from the background, you can do that without making it look too wonky. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much how I use a passport checker. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you didn't like this, also give it a thumbs up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. I'm Jordan, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.